my name is Ben Smith. I work for the World Company over in Lawrence. The World Company is a media company that owns TV, newspapers, websites and other print properties. And for them, I've recently expanded my role to include social media manager specifically for the company.
Okay, so you would not be a skeptic of social media. You're actually you're what I would call a believer. Yes.
I think believer is a good understatement.
A good understatement. I love it. You and I were talking a little bit earlier about sort of how to find value in social media and Twitter and some of these things, and you said something to me really interesting about your online and your offline life. Could you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, something I'm a real firm believer in, and something I see so many people make mistakes on, is people try to be something different online than they are offline in reality. The key thing to me to be successful in social media is be honest, be who you are, be transparent, be yourself. Don't go into a social media setting trying too hard. Just act online the same way you would offline. Interact with people in the same way. You know, the great online example is people that start a Twitter account and all they do is talk about themselves.
Right.
You know, I think the example I use is if you go to a party and you walked into the room with your hands on your ears and just started talking about, hi, here's who I am, here's what I do, here's why I'm so great, here's what I had for lunch. Everyone's going to walk away from you.
Right.
Just make sure your real personality shines through in your online personality.
Yeah, I love it. How would you, and I totally agree with that, and I'm becoming more of a believer in that aspect. Would you say that has affected the way your company does business, especially when it comes to the online and the social media aspect?
Yeah, and I think right now it's been really interesting for us that really as I'm going to the role with the company on social media, being a media company, it has certain ideas about the way to communicate with people. And what I've really tried to push onto them is that you can't stand by those traditional ideas. You have to start changing. You know, you have to introduce personality. You have to introduce honesty and transparency. It's not about a corporate marketing spin. It's not about the way you traditionally communicate with people. You have to give a personality to what you do. And something even in the past week I've seen is that if people have started to understand that, the amount of engagement coming back to our company has greatly increased. A great example, just last week we had a instance where we provide broadband access to people. We suffered a backbone outage that wasn't our fault. We lost access to the web. Customers were very angry about it.
Yeah.
But you know, we tried to push that and got there in the end of saying, well, come on, let's stop the way we've communicated in the past. Let's start now. Be honest. Be open. Let's just talk to people about it. The minute that we started doing that, literally the minute, the whole online post to and about our company changed.
Interesting.
I mean, literally, it went from the I hate you, I have no internet, to wow, okay, I understand you. Don't like it, but I understand you.
Right.
That was it was an instant dramatic change.
That's really interesting. So let's switch gears just slightly and talk about sort of numbers of followers. One of the things that a lot of people try to strive for is 10,000 followers, 20,000, 100,000, whatever, millions. Do you find that number of followers really is important at all, or is it more just about the quality of who is following you?
I believe it's a bit of both. When you have a good following, you have a good audience. But at the same time, those numbers are worth nothing if they're not quality.
Right.
So it has to find the right balance. You have to attach yourself and be followed by people that are relevant to you, either personally or professionally, but also strive to find a good, strong number of people following you, so that when you speak, you have a good audience.
Right, good. I love it. Well, Ben, thank you. Appreciate it. Ben, Journal Companies, Journal World.
Great. It's
Whatever.
a pleasure.
All right, thank you.
Cool, thanks Clifton.
Yeah.